So recently I was able to go ahead and pick up the Galaxy S22 and try out the cameras on it, and it was absolutely amazing. And I'll definitely say one thing, there's a thing on there called director's mode, which is probably the coolest setting I've ever seen on a camera on a cell phone. Now, this article right here is coming in from 95 Google, with the article artist being Dan Short, who went ahead and posted about the fact that the Galaxy Z Fold 4 is reportedly rumored to have some updates. So the first update is going to be the hinge. The hinge will be apparently different, would not be the same hinge of the Galaxy Z Fold 2 and 3. So how much different? We have to wait and see on how that ends up being once we get some leaked images of the Z Fold 4 and what it's looking like. Moment in time, no, I'm not expecting too much of a hinge update. It's probably going to be a minor cosmetic update. Little bit of extra detail maybe. It's not going to be the Surface Zero 2. It's not going to have the outside glance display on the hinge, okay? If they do it, that would be insane. But I highly, highly, highly doubt we will see any type of outside glance display on the Z Fold 4. It will probably just be a little bit of an update, maybe a little bit smaller crevices on the top and bottom. Nothing too crazy special, but still going to be a little bit of an update. Number two, it's going to go ahead and be that the the Z Fold 4 is going to be adopting the Galaxy S22's one of its cameras. So how the Z Fold 3 is Z Fold 3 has a triple camera setup on the back. It is three 12 megapixel cameras, while the Surface Zero 2 has a 12, 16, and 12. So because of that, Samsung wants to go ahead and update their cameras, and they're actually adding one of the cameras from the Galaxy S22 over to the Z Fold 4. Now this camera is a 50 megapixel camera sensor. So pretty much how it would work on the Z Fold 4 is you would have a 12, and a 50 megapixel camera. Now, I have to say this every single time I talk about cameras. You guys do not know, I am a photographer. I do YouTube. I also do photography. And I do have many cameras and lenses in my room. So let me just go ahead and break this down and explain it to you real fast. Megapixels is not how good the camera actually is. Okay, people see 10, 50, 100, 200, and they think in their head, oh my god, this means that this camera is the best ever because it's a 100 megapixel camera. No. Megapixels, camera is megapixels, so like 50 megapixels. All that means is that how many dots are in your picture? How many pixels are in your image? Now, the higher the megapixels, the more you can blow it up when you are printing it out. All megapixels really count for is when you are printing out your picture. So let's say, for example, I want a full body shot of myself. I would probably use a 100 megapixel camera if I'm trying to get a life-size portrait of myself. Every single social media platform would downscale every single image you upload, period. So if you have a 50 megapixel camera on this phone and you go ahead and take a picture with it and upload it to Instagram, it's going to be downscaled to as if it was shot with a 10 megapixel camera. Keep that in mind. Now, at the same time though, crisp detail, better sensors, they all matter. But when it comes to strictly megapixels on a camera, it doesn't actually matter unless you are printing out your pictures. Let's say, for example, you're printing it out to frame it on the wall or life-size portrait. That's when megapixels actually matter. Details like, for example, the Sony A7S3 has so much detail when you are taking a picture. When you zoom in, you can see little crisp detail from a million miles away. That's more the sensor rather than it being a 32 megapixel camera. But with that being said, though, it is going to be getting one of the cameras set up from the Galaxy S22, which in my opinion is a really great thing. Let's be honest, at the end of the day, even if you say, I don't really need a 50 megapixel camera in order to go ahead and actually have fun, using this phone, it's nice to have. It is nice to have an extra feature of, you know what, this camera has a 50 megapixels. Even if you never use it and it's never going to be important in your life, at least the one thing is, is there. And it's a nice little addition. It might be something you use one time in your life. This is how I kind of look at things, right? Because we have a 12, a 16, and a 12 on the Surface Duo 2 here. And I'm never probably ever going to use 16 megapixels, right? But it's nice to have if I'm ever out with this phone, I need to take a picture of something, bam, it's nice to have the 16 megapixels on that camera. Will I ever use it? Probably not. Will I ever print out a picture? Probably not. Now, me personally, I've actually, for some clients I've been working with recently, I have been doing a lot more prints. So it is nice to have, cameras that can do that. Now, obviously, I use my actual cameras, but if I, for example, only had my cell phone, only had my Surface Duo 2, I could take a picture with this camera and it would work out pretty well at 16 megapixels. So this is kind of the more rumor mill. I'm going to end this video off by saying, keep in mind, all this stuff is rumors. None of this stuff is confirmed. So take everything with a grain of salt. Because that's the moment in time, all the rumors so far are it's going to have a 50 megapixel camera, an updated hinge, a pen silo, a bigger battery, a more durable inside display than the previous generation. It also is apparently going to be lighter, bigger outside display. There's a lot of different rumors going on. And at the end of the day, we're not going to know until we see an actual image of this phone, being leaked, right? Until we actually have this phone in my studio right here and we're breaking it down on a live stream. That's the only time we're really going to know every little detail. We're going to find out a lot of details in probably August when Samsung does show this off at one of the Unpacked events. But until that happens, everything I'm saying, any reviewer saying, any information video saying, with a grain of salt unless it is confirmed. So right now at this moment in time, this is all just rumors. And to be honest, I think this is going to be a really great phone. I cannot wait to pick up the Galaxy S22. I can't wait to see how good of a phone it actually is and how much, how it performs. Because if it can continue to build on the success of the Galaxy S or Galaxy Note 3, I can't wait to see how the Z Fold 4, I think I just said S22 for some reason. I meant to say the Z Fold 4. I can't wait to see how much it builds upon the success of the Z Fold 3. Because in my opinion, the Z Fold 3 is probably the best phone out there on the market today. It's the most complete, flush, foldable cell phone you can get possible. I love these phones right here, okay? I love the Duo 1, the Duo 2. They're great phones, But nothing is better, in my opinion, than the Z Fold 3. So because of that, we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening. I'll be covering any more rumors that does go ahead and pop up. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.